Thank you for joining us today. We are at Marigold Studio in Westwood, Kansas, and we're going to talk with Skylah Ballard, brand new salon owner. She's just killing it out here. She opened this salon with a friend, Stephanie. And how do I say Stephanie's last name?
Gomez.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I understand that your grandmother was a hairstylist.
She was.
Okay. Which in turn inspired you to become one. Tell us what it was like spending time with her and when you realized you were meant to be a hairstylist.
So she had a salon in her basement, and that's really the only memory I have growing up with her, is that I was always in the basement with her. She did all the little old ladies with, their rollers and their perms and everything. So it smelled like a salon in her basement. And I was always down there and helping her give the people their drinks or whatever she wanted done. And if she didn't have clients, I was down there playing with all of her clips and combs and everything. And so I started liking all that type of stuff when I was little, just because I saw her doing it and it looked fun. It looked like she was having a fun time and talking to all these people. So kind of always something that I had in the back of my head of wanting to do.
And it is fun.
Yeah.
You got your cosmetology license in 2009 from Paul Mitchell in Overland Park?
Yep.
You've been at this for a while. Tell us a little bit about your career path and a few things you have learned along the way about surviving in this competitive industry.
So I started in 2009, and I looked at a couple different hair schools in the Northland and the South, and I was getting ready to start at one, and then I noticed that Paul Mitchell was getting ready to open. And so I started looking into that, and I had to do a lot of convincing to my dad, because he was the one that paid for my hair school. And I told him, it's a lot more expensive, but I think this will be better. So he finally agreed, and so I went to Paul Mitchell, and as soon as I graduated, like the day after, I got hired on at a local salon, well-known salon, worked there 7 years, and then I decided to go booth rent after that with a girl that we know that's opened a salon, booth rent, and me and Stephanie both went there. And then the lease was up this past November. And so it's like, well, now what do we do? So now I'm here.
Awesome. Well, you've just worked so hard.
Yeah.
What was your motivation to become an owner, and how's it going?
Really kind of just with the lease at our last place being up, kind of motivated me to want to do it. Stephanie and I both had been talking about it. I've always dreamed about opening my own salon, just never really in depth, I guess, thought about it. And then when the opportunity came, when the other salon had closed, I had just had a baby, and so I just kind of thought, maybe I'm just not supposed to do hair anymore. I'm just going to take a break for a little while. And then Stephanie and I were texting, and we were like, well, what if we open a salon? Kind of joking, kind of not. And then we opened it. So
How long did it take?
Not very long. Because we both already had an idea of what we wanted and everything. So, and we know so many people in the industry, so it was a lot easier to start then. We secured our name, our logo, did all that stuff before we even looked at places, so that way we would look like knew what we were doing, and started looking at places. We found this place, and just kind of started. We signed our lease and immediately went to work on changing it up, and then opened a month later. So
That's awesome. Your logo's super neat.
Thank you.
I think it really stands out. What was in the space beforehand?
It was actually another salon.
Okay.
And they said that they loved the place, but she actually bought a building and moved her salon there. She said that's the only reason why she left here. So we had, the bones of what we wanted, and we knew what it looked like before, so we knew we can do certain things, or we didn't like certain things that they had, so we made it our own. And it's a completely different place than it used to be.
How would you describe the feel of your salon? What is the vibe here, and who would work best here with you strong and talented women?
So we kind of wanted it to be more of like an earthy feel, so that you see all the greens and everything. We have a lot of plants around, so we just wanted to be more welcoming and warm. And that's what our clients say when they come in here, that it's a very relaxing place. It's very warm, just all those earthy tones and everything. And just wanted it to be like that. And anybody that wants that would be a great fit here. Anybody that's motivated, things like that. Stephanie and I both are specialized in men's cutting. So I know a lot of schools don't teach a whole lot of men's cutting too. So we think, if somebody wants to learn a little bit more like that, once they're in booth rent or over here, then we can always help with that too. So
what advice would you give to anyone who wants to open a salon, and what have you learned along the way that you didn't necessarily expect?
I would say just do it. Just do it. Like that's the only way to do it. Just go for it.
Just dive in.
Yeah, because I think that's kind of how we were. We had planned things, but didn't have everything completely planned. We just went for it, and we're here. So, you run into all sorts of things. Little things. Like when we got this place, we saw things that were like, actually, we want this wall gone, or we want this done, or just things that you wouldn't think. So you run into stuff all the time, but typically it's easy stuff that you can get done. And if you're a hairstylist, you have clients, people in the plumbing industry or, the painting or whatever. So people help. We have clients that would help us with stuff. So, people want to help.
Do you have any opportunities right now for someone who's looking to booth rent?
Yes, we have 2 stations that are open.
Okay.
We have 4 stations total. There's 2 of them taken. We have 1 that's in our front area open, and then right here is an open spot too. So we have 2 open spaces, and then we want full time. But if we have 2 people that want to do part time and share a station or whatever, we're totally fine with that too.
And I think people should know that this is what I would describe as a semi-private area.
Yes.
This is almost like having a suite back here.
Yes.
And it feels good back here.
Good.
The lighting's perfect. Awesome. You mentioned in your pre-interview that you're looking to learn new areas of hair to specialize in. You're already certified in Cinderella hair extensions, keratin complex, and soon you'll get your crossover barbering license. That is a lot of training.
Yes.
What other areas are you looking to specialize in?
Well, so when I was in hair school, I didn't know a lot of men's cuts. I did a lot of color, and that's what I did. But then the salon that I was in, they mostly did a lot of guys' hair, and so I kind of learned to do that and love that. And so then I kind of went away from color. So now that I'm going back more full-time from being part-time and being mom and everything, I am building up my clientele again. And I want to keep all my guys because I love doing all that, but I do want to add some more colors in there. So starting to do more color classes and things like that and see what I can do with that.
You're a busy lady. You are a mom, a wife, hairstylist, salon owner. What is your secret to balancing so many demands?
I don't. I think I look like I have it all balanced and well thought out, but I definitely don't. I kind of just take it day by day, activity by activity. I have to deal with my work schedule, but then my kids' sports schedules and school schedules and all of this. But really within the last year, my husband started staying home and working, so it's been a tremendous help with him being able to pick up or do a little bit more, so I could be here a little bit more.
Yeah, well, you look like you have it all together, and you're doing
Thanks.
such a good job.
Thank you.
You're involved with Haircuts for the Homeless. Please tell us about this amazing organization and how someone looking to donate their time can get involved.
So Haircuts for Homeless is awesome. It was probably about 5 or 6 years ago that I started doing this. I've just always had a really heavy heart for homeless, and I've always just wanted to help people. And a lot of people do that with their careers, and I was like, there's no way I can help people. And I was like, actually, if maybe I can help them with a haircut, because you look and feel like a completely different person after you do certain different things to your hair. So I had partnered up with Shelter KC and City Union Mission, and I worked with both of their facilities. And I just started reaching out to local salons, and I was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Do any of your stylists want to come and help us? And I reached out to local businesses for food donations and things like that. And we would go up there and they would promote it and let everybody in the shelter know. And it's really cool. Like, I can picture every single person that I've done up there, and like I have one guy in particular I will never forget. They tell you their life story. They open everything up and tell you, and I know his little story, and he told me how thankful he was because he had a job interview the next day, and he was really, didn't know what to do. And so he was really thankful about that. So
How often do you do that?
normally just once a year.
Yep. Well, it's important to give back, I think.
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like people to know about Marigold Studio or Skylah Ballard?
No, me and Stephanie are both here, and we want people to come hang out with us. So we have 2 spots open for rent. We also do shadowing. We have girls that are in school that want to come shadow. So
Awesome.
we have people doing that, and we went from commission to booth rent to owner, so we know all of those transitions. So we can help people if people want to start from scratch or start from commission or whatever. So we're here to help people.
What does shadowing look like, and how can someone get a hold of you? Because we do have a lot of students that we deal with.
Yeah, so we have Instagram, we have email, my phone number's on most things. So really any of those are easy ways to get a hold of us, me or Stephanie. And so typically we kind of tell them, like I have a girl that would come after her school hours, but then there's other girls, I think it depends on the school that they're at, that they will let them come in during school hours. So they'll come in and just kind of follow behind us, kind of stay behind us, kind of like an apprentice when they start at a salon. Just be able to watch you and see what you do, kind of get different ideas from you. You show them around the salon just so they can see the salon too. Even if they're not coming here to actually work here once they're done, it gets them some experience, and then also gets our name out a little bit. Then they can tell people, oh yeah, this salon was really cool. These girls were awesome. Like it would be a great place for you guys, or
That's exactly right.
So yeah, get a hold of us and we can definitely set something up.
That's really exciting, because I feel like one of the things that we're lacking in most is mentorship.
Yes.
The assisting programs are few and far between.
Yep.
And people don't necessarily want assisting programs, but they need that guidance from someone like you. Everybody reach out to Skylah if you want to mentor, or if you're looking for a great place to rent. Please hit up Marigold Studio. Thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Thank you very much.